Go out and pick this up. It's really great. Gives you an understanding not only of your career, but how the NSA and CIA work and what you've experienced.
I wish we had something to talk about.
Yeah. So can we talk about this? The president tweets out on Saturday that it looks like President Obama was tapping into him at the tower, wiretapping him at the tower, and he's outraged. Is he right?
My instinct is no, all right? And it looks as if the president, just for a moment, forgot that he was president. And why didn't he simply use the powers of the presidency to ask the acting director of national intelligence, the head of the FBI, to confirm or deny the story he apparently read from Breitbart the evening before?
That particular story based on a Heat Street article that said that in, I think, June or July, a FISA warrant was sought. It was denied, and then October it was approved so that it would allow the FBI agents to do surveillance on Trump's campaign and associates as well.
Yeah. Now, I don't know the operational background. As you know, I've been out of government. But we apparently now have the director of national intelligence saying, well, we didn't do anything like that. And through the New York Times, it appears that the director of the FBI is also saying, we didn't do anything like that either. Neither of them would have done specifically what the president said, which was the president of the United States ordered surveillance on Trump Tower.
Well, the president would never do it. He would have his people do it.
No, actually, he wouldn't even be involved. I mean, you stay way back from this because of the separation of powers. After the mid-1970s, that authority is taken away from the president. The only way you get there, if you get there at all, is through a judge. And he's got to have probable cause that the target...
Sure, but who would make the presentation to the judge?
It would be the FBI or the CIA or NSA.
General, will we be able to see this FISA report?
No, it would be really unprecedented. Now, this is we're off the map here. We're in unprecedented territory as well. So perhaps at some point, in order to set the record straight, we may do something unusual. But
who can see it then?
Well, right now, FISAs are at a very narrow chain of custody. Even let's just say FBI goes out and gets a FISA. It's a 100-man shop. There may be only 3 or 4 folks who are allowed to see or even be aware.
Could the president see?
If the president wants to see it, I believe the president can see it.
Because there's a story that the White House counsel, Don McGahn, is trying to get.
So there's a chance he saw it, and that's why he tweeted this out.
Again, Ainsley, the way the plumbing works, the president wouldn't see these things.
I wanted to tell you about this plumbing.
Excuse me, but you just said the president could see these things.
If the president, by exception, I'm really talking about President Trump, in order to clear this up, could he demand to see this? And again, it would be unprecedented, but we're in unprecedented circumstances.
Absolutely, because it has one president hitting another president, and also there's somebody leaking out, and many people think it's within the intelligence agencies, which is unbelievably bad for the American people. But in terms of unprecedented, tell me what's wrong with this, General. In 2015, the Wall Street Journal reported this. Behind the scenes, the White House decided to keep certain allies under close watch. Topping the list was Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a foreign entity, obviously. White House officials believe intercepted information could be valuable to counter Mr. Netanyahu's campaign. They also reckoned, and that was to push back against the terrible Iranian deal, also recognized that asking for it was politically risky. So the White House let the NSA decide what to share and what to withhold. And there's a report that the president was reading the transcripts of interaction between the congressmen and women and Benjamin Netanyahu. So that would be pretty scary and wrong, correct?
Well, it's edgy. All right, so you admitted, Brian, that Benjamin Netanyahu is a legitimate foreign intelligence target if we were to choose to go do that. And I'm reading this through the press just the same way that you are. Now, when you've got U.S. persons mentioned, information, we call it to, from, or about a U.S. person, now you've got U.S. privacy involved and special rules click in. Normally, you suppress the identity of the U.S. person to protect American privacy. By the way, that last
the report said he was reading it.
Yeah, but the last part, that NSA was given the authority to decide how to report the intelligence in the intercepts. That's actually a good step. That's an apolitical step. That's allowing the professionals to make the choice without the White House pulling the levers.
Let me just add to this. The end of this quote says, "We didn't say do it," a senior U.S. official said. "We didn't say don't do it."
Right.
plausible deniability.
No, well, in one sense it is, and at the political level, it's smart, all right? But at the level of intelligence, let the professionals decide what constitutes the intelligence value of the report. Remember I said the U.S. identity is suppressed?
Right.
Unless the U.S. identity is essential to understanding the intelligence. And by the way, NSA makes that kind of decision every day.
Right. Is that what happened with Michael Flynn?
Yes.
So they decided that Michael Flynn's name had to be exposed?
I'm assuming that everything I've read is correct. And in that case, yeah, I could see the logic in that you would what's called unmask the identity of the U.S. person, because without that, you don't understand really what you've got.
General, can I ask one question?
Go ahead.
What about this New York Times story that says that at the end of his administration, Barack Obama's staff purposely spread a lot of intel, secret stuff throughout the administration so that essentially to sandbag him? And it looks like they relaxed the NSA rules to do that.
I don't know. I don't know that. I mean, I'm reading the same press reports, but I did note, not happening often around here, I guess, but I did note that Jim Clapper said that was not true, that he did not see that happen.
That's what he said.
Jim actually said they circled the wagons, kept it tight hold because it was so sensitive.
So it's just the opposite.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
General Hayden, thank you. Congratulations on the paperback.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah. And
I read a bunch of it yesterday. It's great.
All right. Coming up straight ahead.
Former Attorney General Loretta Lynch calling for blood